right, guys. Hello, guys. Okay, so please forgive me. I am new at this, and I hope I can get this all together and working correctly. I'm trying to make sure I look into the right camera, which is right now, but this is kind of new for me. Thank you guys for joining. I do not know why the stream said 4:45 on Facebook or YouTube, but if you made it for 5:45, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm new to the streaming thing, so I might have gotten something wrong. Hopefully, as I do it more, I'll be able to do it a little bit better. But thank you for joining. We're going to just do a little chit chat today, as the title states, about medical billing, some updates, some events, what's been going on, things like that. So, first, I'd like to say happy holidays. Happy holidays. We are deep in December, and Christmas is a few days away. It is what, the 21st? I don't even know the date because December has like ran through. It was December 1st, and now it is December 21st, and I don't know when that happened. Christmas is the same day every year, but for some reason, it seems like it always sneaks up on you. However, happy holidays, whatever you may celebrate, whether it's Hanukkah, Christmas, whatever. It's happy holidays. I hope you are well. My name is Tamika Duncan, and I am a certified medical biller. I am a certified practice manager, and I am a AAPC approved instructor. So we're just gonna do some chatting now. So anybody who's watching me live, please just say where you're watching from, and let me know where in medical billing you are, whether you're like an expert or you're a newbie, you're a student, you're just maybe just interested in it and you're not even really in it. So just let me know where you are in that process of medical billing. Um, just to, if you don't know, if you're just kind of just catching me, I wanted to just go over a little bit of my journey in medical billing, where I am, where I was, where I am currently, and where I plan to go. And hopefully, you guys will go with me. Um, so, I, I just, like I said, if you're in the chat now, if you're live with me now, just let me know where you are viewing from and where you are in this stage of medical billing. Maybe I need to put that here so that anybody who comes later on will see that. Um, and like I said, I have to make sure that I get this right because this is kind of new for me. If you're joining again, please just put where you are viewing from and what stage in medical billing you are at. Um, I don't want to take up too much time trying to get this done, but we're going to jump right into it. So I just wanted to give, like I said, a little history about my journey in medical billing, where I came from, where I'm at, and where I plan to go. So I have been in medical billing for about 16 years, if I'm calculating that correctly, since 2006. Yes, since 2006. So I've been in medical billing since 2006, so that's 16 years. And I have also been a practice manager in a physician's office. So doing the billing in a physician's office or doing it in the hospital, it can be similar in some instances, but in other instances, they are different. So my background and experience is with dealing with physicians, whether that would be one or several physicians, that is what my experience has been. When I started out, it was more, I was a bookkeeper initially. And hi, how are you? Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Um, when I started out, I was a bookkeeper, like I was stating, and I didn't really medical billing was not where I thought I would go in my life. You know, I have a associate's degree in computer science. I have a bachelor's degree in business administration with a concentration in computer information systems. So my goal was basically computers. Was where I wanted to go after graduating from college. But then when I went to work at a ophthalmologist office, I had the opportunity of doing the billing. At that time, I was the bookkeeper, and the person who was doing the medical billing was leaving. And I had taken a class, like many of us who are interested in it. We take a little course with maybe medical billing and coding or just medical billing. We take the course and then, we try to get a job in that. So I had taken I think it might have been a 6 week course, 6 to 12 weeks. I'm not even really sure. It's been so long. I think it was back in 2001, if I'm not mistaken. So I can't really remember how long it was, but I took a course and I passed, and then I forgot about it. So then in 2006, when the young lady was leaving, I let my boss know I would like to do the medical billing. So she said, okay, I'll give you a chance. I let her know that I took the course. And she said, I'll give you a chance to do that. I really appreciate her for that because she gave me the opportunity to do the things, do this. Sometimes when you don't have experience, people don't, or providers may not want you to automatically jump into the medical billing portion because this is where their revenue is coming from. This is what basically kind of sustains their office if they don't have other avenues to for revenue. So sometimes you can't just jump into doing medical billing and being a medical biller. But I had the opportunity to do that. She gave me a little bit of training and I was off and ready to go. But as time went on, I felt that I wanted to know more about it, why things were happening, what happened after, you do certain things. What I had learned from her was very good. It was a good, basics of it. But people teach you differently, you learn differently. But when you could try and find the foundation about why you're doing something, it helps you improve in doing your job. So in 2013, I took it upon myself and I decided to get certified as a medical biller. And I do not regret that. I felt like it gave me a foundation about why I wanted to do what I was doing, why it was important, the parts of it that, what played a part, how I played a part in the physician's office and how my part was important. Also, how other people's parts are important because when you're involved in a job in a position, everyone's part is important. If somebody's not doing their part, it usually messes with your part or someone else's part. So I got certified and I passed the test. I took a course, a longer course through AAPC, which is a national organization that deals with medical billing and coding and auditing and compliance and practice management. And I took a course through them. I did sat for the exam. I passed and then I got certified. And from there, I continued to get several certifications. And currently, I am a AAPC instructor with them as well. So that's kind of the short history of how I got into doing medical billing. And one thing I'd like to say is that I really, really just loved it. I fell in love with it. And I just wanted to continue to learn more and more about it. So throughout my years, I've gotten the opportunity to bill for several specialties, ophthalmology, pain medicine, OBGYN, which is my specialty and I love, pediatric behavioral health, um, general surgery. I mean, I've billed for several different specialties, but like I said, OBGYN is my love, is what I love to do and what I've been billing for the longest. So that is the long and short of my little story with medical billing. But then you come to recently when I branched off a little bit and I have opened up my own medical billing business. So while working a 9 to 5, I also have a medical billing business. And when I tell people that, or when they hear that, they always have a idea of what you want to do, what you should do. And it's not, everyone's journey is different and everyone is not going to do things the same. My definition of success, your definition of success, what you want to do, what you don't want to do, will all be different from what I decide to do. So I decided to work my 9 to 5, where I was the medical biller as well as the practice manager, and also then have a medical billing business on the side. And that worked out well for me. I was able to have clients in my medical billing business, and we're hopefully going to expand and grow and be able to service other physicians and healthcare providers. So that is my billing business journey. At this point now, we have we have gone through providers. You know, sometimes you have a provider that has stayed with you for a long time. Sometimes you have providers that are just new and fresh and starting out, and so they need assistance, and so you can help them that way, and then they may decide to take the billing in-house. And then you have providers who may just decide to stay with you because my services are remotely. You don't necessarily need to be in the office in order to do medical billing. Because of the advances of technology, you know, now we can do things anywhere. And especially after COVID being around and we had to do things from home, there are positions, a lot of positions, and providers or doctors or employers in general can understand now better that you can do the same work just as effectively at your home or away from the office as you could in the office. So again, if you're just joining me, I don't want to just be talking. If you guys, have any questions, I would like you to say hi. Let me know where you are watching from and where in the stage of medical billing you are at. If you're a newbie, if you're a student, if you're just interested, if you have 20 years, if you're just starting out, let me know what stage of medical billing you are in. I really love to know that because I have all type of people in different stages of their medical billing journey who I speak with, and I really like that. Hi, thank you for joining. Hi, Joe from Texas. Yes, I've never been to Texas before. I would like to get there sometime, but I've never been to Texas before. I'm actually in the U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Croix to be exact. And I was born in New York. It might not sound like it, but I was born in New York and I've been to a couple of other states, but Texas is not one, but hopefully I'll be able to get there. So Joe, I mean, if you would like to say where you are in your medical billing stage, are you just maybe interested in it? Are you a newbie? Have you been in it for a while? Let us know what, you have been into when it comes to medical billing. So that's my little story about my medical billing business. In business, people will tell you to, branch out, do your own business, which is always a good thing to do. Do not get me wrong. But doing medical billing in a office and having them, sorry, my puppy is here. These puppies, he's just so nosy. But having a billing business is, or having a business in general, is different from just working uh in an office doing the billing. So like I said, if you were a little late, I have worked in as a medical biller for years. but now I am also a medical billing business owner. So that's a whole nother side to all of this now. It's just not doing the billing and whatever. There's more that comes along with that. So I was just telling you guys about that. Um, what I wanted to talk about as well, what are the plans for the new year? What are you guys' plans for the new year? We're coming up on 2023, like I was stating, and things are coming by so fast, but you kind of have to have or try to set goals for yourself, try to figure out, plans change. You have to be a little bit flexible with your plans because plans will change, but you should have something in mind so you can have a uh, something to work at. You don't want to just roam without having anything to work at. So I'm actually about to this weekend. I'm going to work on my plan for 2023. I'm using the HP90 system, which was created by Sarah Cannon, I think her name is. So I'm going to be using that. So what have you guys been doing as far, or what do you want to do as far as for 2023 for your medical billing goals? Do you have any? Have you started to think about that? Because that is something that would be very important to think about, so that you can make sure that coming into the new year, you have a plan, you know where you're going to go, and hopefully you'll be able to get those goals that you have done and succeeded. So if you can put that in the chat, I would, very much appreciate that. But for me, like I said, I have a couple of things that are going to be coming up for 2023. And the most important one is going to be the medical billing and physician practice management courses that I'll be offering, hopefully in January or the latest February of 2023. And I'm kind of taking it on a different angle because most of the times when you hear about medical billing, you hear about medical billing and coding. And so if you're joining me here and you really don't know what medical billing is, please say something. I can just let you know. I don't want to say any, sit here and define things to people who already know what they are. But normally you see medical billing and coding as the, when you take courses, you usually take a medical billing and coding course. However, in my situation and in a lot of others that I have spoken to, most of the people who do medical billing are also practice managers. And so I am going to do a course that you can either do medical billing, physician practice management, or you can do them both. So I think that's very good because the revenue cycle is the whole thing, is the complete thing. And as a manager, you need to know it. And as a biller, you also need to know it. Oh, hi. Thank you for joining, LJ. Thank you. You're from Georgia. Hi. I haven't been to what? I've been to where? I don't even remember the name of it. Is it Marietta? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure if that's the name, but I did go to, I think it's Marietta in Georgia for, it was a couple years back, maybe a good 7 years back. And I keep saying I need to go back because I like your carnival and stuff like that. And we have carnival here in the Virgin Islands and I like carnival. So I keep saying I need to go back during that time, but I have not gotten to actually go back. But thank you so much for joining. I was saying that, I'm kind of switching it up a little bit because I am basically, I deal with physician medical billing. And most people who do medical billing in a physician's office, especially if it's a small office, they are also the practice manager. And although they can be tied together, is what I'm basically saying. You have to know the revenue cycle in order to be a good practice manager, and this is in my opinion, A good practice manager and a good medical biller, knowing the revenue cycle is very important. And I feel like the two of them together is a good pair. It's what I've been doing for the past maybe 10 to 12 years. So I know, and I think it's made me well rounded. I think it has made me understand all the parts of the physician's office, why each part is important, where to work, where you work at in the revenue cycle, all of the things. Now, I also know coding, and I have looked into doing coding. I wanted to do coding, but coding is not my thing. Not everyone wants to be a medical biller and coder. Although they put it together and make it seem like it's the same thing, it is two completely different things. As a coder, you may read the notes and you assign codes. As a biller, you're the person who sends out the claims, follow ups, denials, rejections, call insurance companies. You do post payments, you do things like that. So there are they are two separate positions which are often put together. But not everyone wants to do the two of them together. So again, I'm switching it up a little bit. I'm going to be offering soon medical billing and physician practice management. Okay, so hopefully I'll be having that soon, and it will be online, so you'll be able to join. I'm thinking that I'm going to make it where it's going to be open enrollment. You can join whenever you want to. It'll be self-paced. However, you have access to be able to ask questions, because that's another part of it. When you do courses that's online, sometimes you need help. You don't understand something. You need assistance. You want to be able to network with other medical billers and maybe they can help you. And that's how I want these courses to be. Okay, let me see. So you said I'm interested in getting into medical billing. I have no experience in the medical field, but I have a lot of customer service experience. Okay, that is not a problem, because actually that's something that is good. I also, which I was gonna get into that, but I also have a YouTube channel. The channel is called Medical Billing Maven, and I did a video speaking about that, because you can get it. Medical billing is not necessarily hard, but it's not easy either. I would use the word simple, but you can get into medical billing and you can learn different aspects of it and be very good at it. But sometimes you have to get yourself in the door. There are providers who may just give you an opportunity. They might be new providers, they might be smaller providers, and they might know you, so they trust you. Excuse me. So they trust you. I knew I should have come in here with some water. If you give me 1 second, I need some water. I'm so sorry. I do this all the time. I have to get accustomed to talking so much. But like I was saying, you can get into it without having the experience, but it may take a little bit of time. You may need to get your foot in the door through being a front desk, clerk. Ooh. Okay, so you may get into it by dealing with the front desk, and then you can kind of make your way to the back to do the medical billing. Or if you decide to, let's say, apply for positions in the hospital, because the positions in the hospital are usually more focused. So you might get a job as a payment poster, You might get a job as, let's say, accounts receivable. You might get a job in the registrar's office. There are different positions that you can get. So you might have a better chance to get a position in medical billing through in the hospital versus the physician's office. Um, but not having experience should not deter you from that, because having customer service experience will help you, because basically when you're at the front desk, you need customer service experience. You need to be able to talk to the patients, collect information. Um, Eligibility and verification is a part of some people who do medical billing. Some of them verify coverage and eligibility. They also may do pre authorizations. So you basically are capable of doing it. It may take a little time. You might not just be able to jump into doing the medical billing. Or if there's a provider's office that have several providers, and so instead of having just one medical biller, they may have three or four. You may be able to get into that position if you've already taken a course and they at least know that you know the basics. So then all the other billers will be able to give you training, on the job training. So it is a possibility. And I know that is one of the important questions that many people have, is like, I don't have any experience. Can I get into medical billing? And the answer is yes, you can get into medical billing. It may not be easy to do, like you might not do it on your first try, because remember, with medical billing, you are dealing with the provider's revenue. If you don't know what you're doing, the provider will not make money, and they will eventually probably have to close their practice. They're losing money, they can't pay staff. So they have to be able to trust you. They have to know that you know what you're doing. You don't necessarily have to go to school or get certified in billing, but if you do that, you can. It would show them that you take an interest in your profession, that you learn, you love, you want to learn more about billing, and that you will learn about it. When you are certified, you have to continue to get CEUs, which is continuing education units. And in doing that, you have to make sure, you could take some courses that give you CEUs. You can attend webinars or events, or you can go to local chapter meetings and you can get your CEUs that way. But the whole point is that you're learning more and you are, staying up on the guidelines of medical billing. So, in all, after that whole long thing, please do not think that because you don't have experience that you won't be able to get a position in medical billing. It may take a little bit, but it can happen. And I think wherever you are located, oh, and I didn't even see where you were, which I'm so sorry. You said you were in Detroit, and I'm so sorry, AR. You're in Detroit, and you can probably find some, uh, go to your local physician's offices, go to the hospitals, look in the papers. If you know, speak to your own doctor. If you have, I mean, we all have doctors. We all have to go to the doctor. Speak to your own doctors. Let them know, because you build a relationship with your doctor, right? You've been, if you're going to this family practice office for years, they might have known you from young. You go to them and you could even say, who does your billing? Are you hiring? I just finished taking this class, and I'm looking for a job. I'm looking for something to do. And because that trust is there, because they've already built a relationship with you, they might just be able to give you a chance. They might tell you, I have some backed up accounts receivables that I'm looking to get cleaned up. Maybe you can work on those and we'll see how you work out. sometimes you might have to do things voluntarily. Okay, let them know if I can do your billing for you for 2 months. Let's say this is a new provider or a provider who just maybe lost their biller. And you say, well, I can do your billing for 2 months. And if it goes well, then we can renegotiate and talk about fees. You sometimes have to, play around with it because, again, they have to trust you in some shape or form, for the most part. For the most part, a provider is not just going to hand you over all of their records, all of their, revenue, and just tell you to do their billing. And they don't know who you are. They have, they can't trust you at this point. So you probably have to work at it a little bit. So please, please, please don't give up. I get that question all of the time, and I'm glad that you asked it. But please don't give up because you can do it. You just have to be persistent, and you might have to get creative with it. But like I said, start off with your own doctors. Start off with your family members. Have them ask their doctors if they have anybody who's doing billing because that's not something that physicians necessarily broadcast. But if you ask them, they'll probably be like, well, yeah, the billing that I have, I'm not satisfied with them. I'm trying to find me another biller. And then you can say, well, I just finished taking this course and, I'm willing to help you out and I can do it for this amount of time and we can negotiate this and we can do that. You have to be creative in trying to find these jobs. Okay, so that's the first thing that I wanted to talk about the courses because I think it's really important. Even if you take the course and you don't sit for the exam, because you can take the course and you don't have to sit for the exam, but I would suggest to take the course and at least get the basics. Be able to understand what you need to do because I don't think you would want to mess up the provider's money. And if it's a small office, most likely there's no one there to necessarily train you or tell you what to do. So you need to come in with that knowledge, in mind. So you can take the course and you don't necessarily have to sit for the exam. But if you do decide to sit for the exam and get certified, that's something also that you can have under your belt when you go to them and you let them know that you're looking for a job, you would like to do this or that. You can let them know you're certified, and they will see that you are um, serious about your profession and that you're willing to invest in yourself, which means that you would probably do a good job in their office because you take it very seriously. That's basically what I think and why, like I said, when I did my certification, I did it on my own. No one paid for it for me. I did it on my own. And I did it because I wanted to do it. I thought it was important for me to learn, even though I was trained from someone else. But when you get trained from other people, they tend to do it the way they want to do it. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it's correct. So that's the first thing that's going to be happening new for next year. I also have a one-on-one where you can talk to me one-on-one if you need to. Let me see if I can share this screen because this is going to be something else. But let's see if I can share the screen. Share screen. Let's see. Let's see. Can I share my screen? Windows. I hope I do this right, you guys. I hope I do this right. Let's see. I don't think I'm doing it right. I'm trying to share my screen so that I can show you guys the. Oh, this is not working. They make this seem really easy, but I can't seem to get it. gonna try one more time. But if not, I'm just trying to show you guys where you can go to if you want to do a one-on-one with me. I can't figure it out at this moment. But if you wanted to do a one-on-one with me, I'm gonna put in the chat where you can go, and then you will go to consultations. So after you go to itsallmedicalbilling.com, you will go to consultation, and then you will go to remote one-on-one. And what that is, because I can't guarantee you a job. I can't guarantee, that you'll get a job or anything, but I can give you some helpful suggestions. You can talk about ask questions like your concerns. If you don't know what the difference between medical billing and coding is, if just my opinion about certain things since I've been in the field for a while, we can talk about that. And if you decide you want to do that, you can sign up for that. There's certain days of the week that I actually do that. So that's something else that I have inside that's there new. Oh, you're welcome, AR. No problem. I like I said, I get that question a lot, and please don't ever give up. Just you don't necessarily need experience to get into it, and it is very doable to become a medical biller because we all. I bet you if you ask 5, 10 people how they got into it, we all would have a different story about how we got into it, and so you definitely can get into it as well. So that's another thing that's going to be that I'm promoting is the one-on-one remote call, because I have people who also say that they'd like to talk to me and they, I guess, like to pick my brain about certain things, and I don't have a problem with that. However, there is no, like, I can't tell you any specific codes or any specific way to bill. That's not what that call is for, because when you do billing, you need to know, you need to have access to records and stuff like that. And I am not a part of your practice or whoever you're working for. So I don't have access to that. And I shouldn't have access to that because that is a HIPAA violation. So it's just basically you getting my opinion, getting my expertise in medical billing if you decide to do that. So if you know anyone who wants to do that, they can go to my website, www.itsallmedicalbilling.com. You would click on consultation, and then you would click on the one-on-one remote call. Then in 2023, which I am so excited for as well, I'm going to be doing some merchandise, and I am trying to get a couple of things together. Every time I try to get a gift or anything for someone who's in the medical billing field, I cannot find anything for medical billers alone. It's always medical billing and coding or just medical coding, but we are two separate, you know, positions, and we should have our thing. So I'm really going to be working on some merchandise. So if it's some things that you would like to see, I would like to know so I can make sure I'm getting to you what you want. And I'm also going to be working on some downloads because there are some things that I think you need to have in place that can help you in being successful when you actually start out in medical billing. So I'm going to be working on some downloads as well. And the last thing is my YouTube channel, which I did mention, Medical Billing Maven. I usually do videos weekly. I try my best to do videos weekly, but at this moment I have about 50 something videos on there. So please go head on over there if you're not already subscribe and look at the videos that I have. And I wanted to mention the giveaway that I'm doing over there. So this book right here, I am giving it away to someone on my YouTube channel when it reaches 1,000 subscribers. I'm currently a little bit over 600 subscribers, so I'm almost there. But when I reach 1,000 subscribers over on YouTube, I will be announcing a giveaway, and this is the book that I will be giving away. Okay, it's the 2022 version, which is the latest version. So it is called Understanding Health Insurance, a Guide to Billing and Reimbursement. And it covers a lot of what medical billing is and what it's about. And I just think it's a very, very, very good book. So I want to give it away to someone. So if you know anyone and if you're interested, you one of the criteria or the eligibility is to be a subscriber of my YouTube channel. So please head on over there. It is called Medical Billing Maven, and I'll write it in the chat. And I think my name on here it says Medical Billing Maven. So the name of the channel is Medical Billing Maven, and head on over there, subscribe, let your friends know, let them subscribe. So when I reach to 1,000 subscribers, I will be giving away that book to some lucky winner. And I trust me, I know they will like this book. I have another version of this book. Another version of this book is this one here, but this is an old book. This is a book that I had first, and I think this was since 2017. Um, okay, LJ. I'm sorry, I came in a little late. Okay. Oh yes, yes, no problem. Thank you for asking that question again. But yes, I will be offering some classes for medical billing alone, for physician practice management, and then a bundle. So, like I was saying, a lot of people that I know who do medical billing, especially in like small physician offices, are also the practice manager. So and that's how I've been for I don't know, maybe 10, 12 years. I've been the medical biller as well as a practice manager together. So my combination is either going to be medical billing, you can take, and these courses will be online. So medical billing, physician practice management, or you can do them both as a bundle. They'll be online. We'll be able to probably meet weekly, at least so if you guys have any questions. I wanted to probably be um, so I don't want it to be open enrollment. That's what I want. Open enrollment, hopefully, and I'm thinking about maybe doing a set, like let's say 12 week or 6 week, curriculum. But that's only if you guys want it. I know a lot of people who take medical billing. They are, parents. They have responsibilities. We all have responsibilities. So you might want to do self-paced, and that might be an option as well. So I'm just trying to play with that. So, if you have any suggestions as far as what you would like, I'll take that into consideration because ultimately this is for you guys. This is what will benefit you. So if I know sometimes we are so caught up in the technology and being able to do things self-paced and stuff like that. But some of us need more of a structure, maybe a instructor-led course where we meet every week, we go over the material, you take tests, and when you have questions, you can ask me, just like if you're in a real class. And that's kind of what I'm thinking I'm leaning towards in some. I might have a combination of those ideas, but if you have something that you'd like to see, let me know. Okay? Um, so yeah, that's what the course is. So yes, I'll be offering that hopefully I'm shooting for January of 2023, but it may be a little bit in February. So I had asked if anybody had any questions. So if you guys have any questions as well, please ask them also. But I came in with two questions that someone had asked me, and I wanted to address them just in case you guys needed to get the answer to those. And it was two questions. The first question was that it's hard to stay focused. And the person is new in billing, and it's hard to stay focused for them. And they wanted to know that I have any solid tips to give them. And so here are my tips. So after doing the billing for so long, I think I came up with a couple of tips, and I hope they are helpful. But this is really what has helped me in the long run. And first and foremost is organization. You need to be very, very organized when you do medical billing. If you are doing several duties of a medical biller, it's even more important to be organized. So if you're just payment posting, you have different sections of doing that. You might have to go on different sites, maybe collect the EOBs or the ERAs. So you might have to do that. But whatever you do, whatever your position is, if you have all of the positions of sending the claims, following up on them, posting payments, doing accounts receivable, sending out patient statements, you really need to be organized. You need to make sure that everything is in its place. And if there's someone who needs to um, follow behind you, let's say you get sick one day and there's someone who needs to follow behind you, they can easily find out what's going on. Okay, so organization for me is key. Then you need to have processes and systems. So sometimes doing the billing can get a little redundant, I guess, because you're kind of doing the same task over and over again. But having processes and systems in place will make that flow easier for you. So if you know every month on the 25th, you do accounts receivables. If you know every day you come in, you collect the claims that was done for the day before, you send them out, that's good. If you know after you do your claims, then you're going to do follow-ups on those claims. It might take you 2 hours. So you have your processes and systems, because what happens and what's easily to happen in medical billing is things fall into through the cracks, and then that's what's making you not get paid. A lot of the times it's not that we don't get paid because it was coded incorrectly or it was billed incorrectly. It's because a little error happened. Let's say the demographics weren't correct and we didn't correct that, or we sent a claim and it was rejected for it being in the wrong insurance and we didn't correct that. So if we don't have processes in place to check these little faults, then things can easily slip through the cracks. Um, oh, okay. Eldridge said that she's worked, and yes, she's worked in a small doctor's office, billing, coding, see, and managing, yep, but never got certified. Yeah, see, that's what I said. When it's a small office, most of the time, that's what you're doing. They kind of have you doing all the things. But you should know of all people that each position, that was 3 positions that you were doing. And it can get overwhelming sometimes. So I think you probably would agree with me too to answer this question about staying focused and um, what can you do is to be organized. Because I can bet with you doing the coding, the billing, and the managing, you had to have things organized and in place. That's the only way you would be able to get things done. Have processes and systems, like you would know that you would do certain things certain days, and you do your coding this time and you would do your billing that time. Like, you have to be organized in this field. Time management is important too, because when it comes to claims, you have to have them out and sent to the insurance company by a certain time. Medicare, for me at least, Medicare is 1 year that you can send a claim, and that's a long time. But there's still times when you don't get claims sent out in time, and now they're going to be rejected because of timely filing. You have some insurance companies that only give you 90 days to send in a claim, and you don't want to lose money because you have not sent in the claim at all. So you want to make sure that you manage your time correctly, that if you have to prioritize something first before you do something else, you need to make sure you have good time management skills and good organization skills. Also, she said that she could not stay focused. And I think being focused then comes with being disciplined. I think this young lady said that she worked at home 3 days a week and then she went into the office 2 days a week. Now, when you're working at home, there's some jobs that I guess they're like on you. They're on you all the time. They're making sure you're up there doing stuff and counting, how much claims you sent and all of those things. But then it's sometimes easy to get distracted. A lot of people nowadays, they want to work from home because that's the in thing now is working from home. And but it takes discipline to work from home. You are when you are home and you're not accustomed to working from home, you have to change your mindset. You have to change your perspective of things. So I would suggest to stay focused. Make sure you're doing it in a place that no one else is there, not only to stay focused, but because of HIPAA, no one else should be seeing this information. You also need to make sure that the same way you would, let's say, get up in the morning, take a shower, eat, get dressed, and go to work, you can still do those same things and then go wherever you have your computer set up to go and do your work there because you're still at work. You might not be physically at work, but you're still doing work. And sometimes you have to get yourself in that mindset, in that frame of mind to say I'm at work. So with me doing my remote billing at home, I get up, I have a set time that I decide I'm going to do it. Now with me it's a little bit different because I can do the billing whenever I want to. If I decide to do the billing at 2 o'clock in the morning, which I'm not because I like my sleep, but if I did decide to do that, then I don't. I could do it at 2 o'clock. But what I would say is, if you have a set time, you might be doing it remotely from home, but they still want you to come in at 8, have a lunch break, and leave at 5. Then do what you would do even if you was in the office. Do what you would do there. Just because you're not physically there doesn't mean that you don't have to do what your responsibilities are. Try to get all the noise and distractions away from you, your phone, family members, all those things should not be around when you're doing your billing from home. So discipline is very important because doing it from home, you're gonna have to get up and do it yourself. You people are not gonna be over your shoulder telling you to do this, telling you to do that. You're gonna have to do that yourself. And the other thing, the last thing that I think is a very important thing, is to always have a to-do list. With medical billing, you are always following up on things for the most part, especially if LJ was saying that she was doing the billing, coding, and managing in a small office. So she might have had different lists. She might have said, well, okay, this is the things that I have to do for coding today. This is the things that I have to do for my billing. This is what I have to do for my managing. And with billing, I can speak for sure, there is always something to follow up on. And you might say, okay, I'm going to follow up on this today, and then you don't get through. You call the insurance company, they give you a runaround. You have to call back tomorrow. So then you need a to-do list for tomorrow. You need to make sure, because if you forget, it's not like it's just those claims you were doing. Every day, she probably was getting in new claims because her doctor is seeing more people, but she still has to deal with the follow up that she had to do before, that she didn't complete, as well as the new claims that she's dealing with now. So a to do list is very, very important. Make sure you always write things down so you can know what you do, what you have to do the next day. Have a plan for the next day. Don't just come in haphazardly and start doing things. You want to have a plan. A lot of some things are time sensitive, like I said, with timely filing, so you don't want to let them fall behind. So make sure you do a to do list. So my list again is organization, to have processes and systems, time management, discipline, and to do list. And one more I'll throw in there is to be able to document well. Because if you learn anything in the healthcare field, if it wasn't documented, it was not done. If it was not documented, it was not done. Okay? So, what I would say is to make sure that you document everything that you've done when you talk to insurance companies, when you talk to patients, when you, let's say, fax something, email something, make sure you document that. Okay? So that's my list on how to stay focused and get things done when you're working from home. And my last thing, well, the last question, unless you guys have any more questions, but the last question was, what is the best home office setup as a medical biller? And excuse me, that is kind of hard to answer because everyone works a little bit different. But I'll answer for myself. So for me, I have a laptop and I have a desktop monitor. And to be honest with you, only usually use the big desktop monitors sometimes. I don't use it that often. I mainly use my laptop and I mainly split the screen. So if I'm posting payments into the system, I'll have the database, the practice management system on one side, and then I'll have the ERA or whatever opened up on the next side. Um, I'm usually sending emails or something like that as well, so I might have that open. But I usually just either have my laptop and maybe a monitor. I always do have a printer. I actually have four printers in my house because printers always break down for some reason. It's like today they might say I don't feel like working, and then tomorrow they'll work, and you didn't even do anything to fix them. So I have four printers in my house. I make sure that I have, of course, pins and staplers and tape, just the essentials that you need for the office. I like I said, my coding books. I can't see my big coding books here. Um, I try to play fast. Okay, so I have all my coding books here. I had tried to play fast and I decided I'm not going to get the physical books because that's what I was trained on. That's what I love is the physical books. But I decided I was going to try the ebooks online. And I paid the money for that and I do not like them. I have the 2023 version of these same books in an ebook version and I I really regret it. I don't like it. I just need to. I mean, these books are heavy. Don't get me wrong, because after when I got certified as an instructor, I had to, have physical books in order to do the exam, and these books are heavy. I mean, trying to take them around everywhere can be very cumbersome. But I just love my books. I like to flip through them. To me, they're easier to get to what you need to get to the information, and I don't like dealing with the ebook version. I don't know if I ever will. I bought the ebook version, and that cost enough money, so I need to try and figure it out. But I really don't like it. Have you guys? What do you guys use? Do you guys use the physical books, or do you use the online version? Because I might need some help with this online version. I really, really, really don't like it, and I really regret actually um, buying them. So you have to have your code books. That should be something that you make sure you get every year. If you're working for a provider, that provider should provide those books for you. If you're working remotely or you have your own business, then of course you're the one who's gonna have to provide the book. What else should you have? I mean, that's basically what you need. Paper, stuff like that is what you need. But I think everyone has a different way of dealing with stuff. Some people don't like many monitors. Some people don't like the laptop, they prefer a desktop. Um, it's just a comfortable chair is an important thing to have because if you're going to be sitting down for a long period of time, you want to make sure that you're comfortable. Normally, when you are in the office, they may provide you with the more professional chairs, stuff like that. But when you're home, you might just be, sitting on a bench or sitting, but you don't want to be uncomfortable when you're doing your work. So if you have to invest in a good chair, invest in a good chair. And I think that's pretty much it. Unless there's something else that you need because of what you do as far as you know your duties to be done. I would say that's basically it. And it depends on what's your preference, how you work well. Good lighting is another thing because I don't have the best of vision. And so I want to make sure that I have good lighting. I personally also want to make sure that I'm in an environment that is bright and lit. And, I like to watch out the window. So in my office now, my computer is faced towards my window. So, but that's a personal preference. You might not be in a position where you can do that, or you might not even need that. So it's what makes you feel comfortable and what you need. So I, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm gonna try and wrap this up right now. I think we are an hour in, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm gonna try and wrap this up right now. But if you guys have any questions, I don't mind answering any questions. I'm gonna be on here a lot more, so shoot me a DM if you have questions. If there's something that you want me to speak about that you think is important about medical billing, and hopefully can address it in a future live. I appreciate you guys joining me this evening. If you haven't already joined my YouTube channel and subscribe, please do. Get your chance to win this book for free. I will send it out to whoever wins. So please, please, please join my medical billing maven channel on YouTube. Subscribe, and when we reach 1,000 subscribers, I will be giving away that book. So if you guys don't have any questions, I'm going to cut this short. Oh, you're looking forward to the class? Yes, I'm looking forward to giving it to you and just being able to help you guys. I am very passionate about medical billing, and it's a shocker because I didn't go to school for it initially. You said you came in late. I think you said it was you who said you came in late, but I went to school for computer science. Go figure, right? And I'm into medical billing, but I really, really like it. I'm passionate about it, and I want to be able to teach others and help them learn the importance of what we do. Because if we weren't around, if billers weren't around, how would the providers be collecting their money? You can get the information, see the patient, but code the visit. But if no one is billing for the services, where would we be? And that's where we come into place. So I'm not going to rant anymore, but I'm so glad that you are interested in it, and I will be getting it out to you very, very soon. I hope you guys enjoy your evening, and I look forward to speaking to you again. If you have any questions after this live, shoot me a DM. I'll try to do that in my future lives to come. Hopefully, I'll be doing those more often. And if you know anyone, please send them my way, and they can be joining the class as well. And I'm hoping that when the first class that I kick off, I'll be able to give you guys a little, like a incentive or something in order to be one of the first people who are taking the class. So look out for that, okay? All right. Well, thank you so much. I'm not gonna talk anymore. My throat is getting like I can't talk so long, but I thank you so much for joining, and I look forward to speaking to you guys again, and I look forward to you being in the class. So you guys have a good evening, and if I don't see you before Christmas, have a blessed Christmas and a good night.